What's happening, y'all? It's your boy Q Monster here, back at it once again. Let's go ahead and check out this food theory. Cheetos or cow food? Huh? Is that right? Let's go ahead and check it out then, shall we?
In the plant malfunctioned and stopped adding cheese dust to the Cheetos. Fun fact, by the way, the company's official term for Cheetos dust is Cheetle, but I digress. Since the Cheetle-less batch of corn puffs couldn't be sold to consumers, Montañez took some of the unseasoned Cheetos home with him and flavored them with spices reminiscent of Mexican street corn. His spicy, hot Cheetos were a hit with family and friends, and so Montañez pitched the idea to the CEO of Frito-Lay's parent company, PepsiCo. Today, you probably know Montañez's creation as Flamin' Hot Cheetos, a product that has generated over $1 billion in revenue for the company since hitting shelves in the early 90s. And as for Montañez, a janitor who is a 4th grade dropout, he's now a vice president at PepsiCo. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Food Theory. If you're hungry to learn, go ahead, snack on that subscription button. What can I say, theorists? Cheetos are just one of those foods. If I eat one, there is no way that I'm stopping until I reach the bottom of the bag. I mean, cheese puffs are basically everything I love rolled into one lumpy, lightweight snack. They're fried, they have salt, they have cheese, plus electroencephalogram results show that getting Cheetle on your fingers provides, quote, a sense of giddy subversion that consumers enjoy over the messiness of the product. So really, how am I not supposed to be addicted to these things? The folks over at Frito-Lay have clearly done their research. The Cheeto is a perfect, meticulously engineered snack food, or so it would seem, until you find out that they were a complete accident. You see, theorists, I recently went down a bit of a Cheetos rabbit hole when I started researching the origin story of Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Apparently, a biopic on Richard Montañez's life is in the works with Fox Searchlight, so initially I thought it might be a good topic for the Film Theory channel, but as I dug deeper into the history of Cheetos, I came to realize that the story of a janitor inventing Flamin' Hot Cheetos, as fascinating as it might be, was actually the second most intriguing story about the history of Cheetos. Because what really blew my mind was the story of how corn puffs themselves were invented, or should I say, rebranded. Folks, we were never meant to eat cheese puffs. No human was. Hats off to you, Cheetos. Game recognized game. You almost distracted me with your PR-friendly feel-good story about the janitor, but I've passed all that now. My eyes are open. Here's the real story here, theorists. The one that big snack food doesn't want you to know about. Cheese puffs are repurposed cow food. No clickbait here, friends. Cheese puffs are a straight-up byproduct of livestock feed manufacturing. And lest you think that leveling up from livestock feed to human food would be enough for the audacious cheese puff, think again. At this very moment, even as we speak, your favorite crunchy cheese snack is quietly rebranding itself yet again. And this time, it's not aiming for the moon, it's aiming for the dang stars. Let's jump right in, friends, because today's food theory is utterly outrageous. The cheese puff's origin story begins in the early 1930s in Beloit, Wisconsin, where a man by the name of Claire Matthews came up with an idea for a feed grinder. This machine was capable of breaking corn and other popular livestock feeds into smaller flakes, which was handy because the smaller sized flakes were easier for animals to ingest. Matthews got a handful of business partners together, and in 1933 they founded the Flackall Corporation, a Beloit-based company dedicated to producing flaked livestock feed with its patented feed grinder. But what they didn't yet realize is that they had also invented the world's first corn puff snack extruder. See, two things would happen whenever their feed grinder was run for an extended period of time. One, the machine would get hot. Two, it would clog. In order to prevent clogging, every so often the machine operators would pour moistened corn kernels through the feed grinder in order to flush it out a bit. Now, if the moistened corn happened to get fed through when the machine was really hot, the corn would come out on the other end in long, puffy ribbons, almost like lumpy, bumpy strings of popcorn. This clip from the BBC actually does a great job of succinctly explaining how a corn puff snack extruder actually works.
The raw maize goes inside, and a tightly fitting spiral compacts it.
As the spiral turns, it forces the maize down towards the end, and the force gets harder and harder and creates heat, and so much heat that when the maize finally gets squeezed out of this tiny little hole here, it's so hot that it cooks it. and you get corn puffs.
Now, the Flackall Corporation didn't give much thought to these puffy ribbons at first. After all, they were just a byproduct of the cleaning process. But if history has taught us anything, it's that anytime something new comes along, someone's gonna put it in their mouth. In this case, that somebody was Edward Wilson, a machine operator with the Flackall Corporation. The puffy corn ribbons piqued his curiosity, so he took them home after work one day, deep fried them, then seasoned them with some good old Wisconsin cheddar cheese and salt. Wilson's so-called corn curls were such a hit that the Flackall Corporation made some tweaks to their feed grinder design and patented a brand new machine to pump out corn curls for human consumption. Flackall changed its name to the Adams Corporation in order to fully separate itself from the livestock feed origins, and the Adams Corporation went full on into the corn curls business, which you gotta say is just absolutely crazy when you think about it. Here's a handful of guys from Beloit, Wisconsin set out with a dream to make it in the glamorous world of livestock feed, only to accidentally wind up creating pretty much the most addictingly delicious human feed of all time. Talk about a glow up, huh? So despite its humble agricultural origins, the cheese puff has found its true purpose as a snack food. Or has it? That's right, theorists. I'm here to tell you that the cheese puff may not have achieved its final form yet. In the 1930s, it rose above its station as industrial waste and managed to climb the culinary social ladder to the level of snack food. Not too shabby. But you see, the cheese puff and Richard Montañez have more in common than you might think. Montañez did not settle for middle management. He kept climbing until he was in the executive suite. And Cheetos refused to stop climbing too. Theorists, if you haven't noticed already, the Cheeto is inventing itself yet again. And this time, it's shooting for acceptance as a legitimate culinary ingredient. You heard that right. Yesterday's cow food wants to be tomorrow's fine dining. And if you think that sounds ridiculous, consider just how far the Cheeto has already come. For decades, people have been working Cheetos into their home recipes. Flamin' Hot Cheetos in particular. I mean, there are hundreds of Cheetos-infused recipes online for dishes of all types. Hot wings and Jell-O shots that incorporate Flamin' Hot Cheetos, burgers and sandwiches that use Cheetos for a fun, cheesy texture change-up. If you can dream it, someone out there has probably tried it. We're talking Cheetos tacos, Cheetos pizza, Cheetos as a salad topping, Cheetos ice cream. And it's not just people messing around in their home kitchens either. At least not anymore. Real professional chefs are getting in on the Cheetos game. In 2017, Cheetos launched a pop-up restaurant in New York City called the Spotted Cheetah. The menu, prepared by celebrity chef Anne Burrell, included dishes such as Cheetos meatballs, Cheetos mix-up crusted chicken Milanese, and Cheetos Sweetos crusted cheesecake. That pop-up restaurant was such a hit that Cheetos teamed up with chef Roy Choi the following year in Los Angeles for another pop-up called the Flamin' Hot Spot, which incorporated Flamin' Hot Cheetos into a variety of dishes. And just this year, Cheetos moved into the world of sushi, not as a temporary pop-up either. Hisho Sushi now offers the Cheetos Flamin' Hot Roll on their menu at locations across the US. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that I collabed with Rosanna Pansino on her cooking channel and tried a bunch of these Cheetos creations, and I gotta say, they're not bad. Heck, some of them would be even considered great, provided, you know, they weren't takeout and ordered hours before and sitting around because we were waiting to shoot the video. That video, by the way, is up in the upper right-hand corner of the screen right now. Go watch it. Rosanna and I, we're best buds. She's my sister from another mister. I love her so much. Bro, I've missed you so much this year. Let's do something when it becomes safe to do something together again, please. Now, obviously, the vast majority of people still view Cheetos as a standalone snack food, but the fact is, Cheetos are only becoming more accepted as a cooking ingredient as time goes on. And if you think about it, Cheetos are really versatile as far as ingredients go. First, they come in a wide variety of flavors, so if your dish is sweet, savory, spicy, whatever, there is a Cheeto for the job. Second, Cheetos can be easily ground into crumbs, meaning they can be infused into dishes the same way any powdered ingredient could be. And then there's the texture. Cheetos can add an unexpected crunch to any dish it's added to. And finally, it has a distinctive look. The Cheeto can be added to pretty much any dish as a garnish. Of course, the mere fact that Cheetos are useful as a cooking ingredient isn't enough. The real test is whether Cheetos can rebrand itself in the eyes of culinary society. No small task for a snack with a cartoon cheetah as its mascot. But such a rebranding isn't unheard of. Plenty of other foods have managed to climb the social ladder, as it were, shedding their low-class status and becoming accepted as fine dining material. Lobsters and caviar, for instance, were once regarded as foods only fit for prisoners. Today, of course, lobster is often the priciest item on the menu, and even mid-level caviars can set you back $75 for a single ounce. Nigiri sushi, truffles, oysters, all of them have enjoyed similar makeovers over the years. Now, just because these foods achieved culinary acceptance doesn't mean that Cheetos necessarily will. After all, the foods I I just listed all had it easier than Corn Puffs. They were considered food when they began their journey to the top. Corn Puffs weren't even regarded as food fit for livestock. They were literally industrial waste products. But here's something to help encourage the Cheeto as it trudges onward and upward. A food has managed to accomplish the leap from absolute waste product to top-tier luxury item. Technically, it's a drink, but still. I'm talking about rum. See, in the 17th century, the molasses left over from sugar production in the Caribbean was regarded as an industrial waste product. It was often just dumped into the ocean until someone figured out how to distill it down into liquor. And today, a top-shelf rum will sell for hundreds of dollars per bottle. So take note, Cheetos, the path from industrial waste to culinary appreciation does indeed exist. But will the Cheeto be able to pull it off? Will it actually be able to shed its ignoble beginnings and pull off a Richard Montanez of its own? I'm sure not going to bet against the Corn Puff on this one. Not only are people working Cheetos into recipes more than ever before, but Cheetos has the benefit of having Frito-Lay and PepsiCo on board, helping push their product into the world of fine dining with pop-up restaurants and chef collaborations. I mean, heck, if Tide Pods can make the leap from inedible laundry detergent into snack food for idiots, I see no reason why Cheetos can't go from cow food to snack food to fine dining. And I see no reason why you shouldn't be able to digivolve yourself from absolute noob to master in whatever skill you choose using our sponsor for today's episode, Skillshare, an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people just like yourself. And I know that you're that person because you clicked on this video and you watched through all the way to the end, which means you like learning about new stuff, which means that Skillshare is perfect for you. Whatever your creative passion is, Skillshare has got you covered. They got classes on everything from animation to video production to creative writing. If you're the type of person who goes around munching on industrial waste in search of the next billion-dollar snack food, maybe consider one of Skillshare's classes on entrepreneurship or marketing. Personally, I've been diving into some of Skillshare's food-related classes. Most recently was a class on cookie decorating taught by Lori Shannon. Her class, Cookie Decorating for Beginners, Create Incredible Edible Art, taught me about flooding. It's how the pros get their cookies looking so smooth and perfect. And after just a few minutes, I was approximately 2,000,000% better at decorating cookies than I was when I woke up that morning. And the great thing about Skillshare is that there's no ads. They're always launching new premium classes so you can stay focused and follow wherever your creativity takes you. And it's less than $10 a month with an annual subscription. So if you're anything like me and your New Year's resolution was find a hobby or master a new skill, Skillshare has got you covered. So here's the deal. You ready for this? Get your clicking finger all warmed up. The first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the description will get themselves a free trial of premium membership so they can explore their creativity to their heart's content. If you've never taken yourself a Skillshare class, you owe it to yourself to see if it's right for you. I'm telling you, it's been great as we've been trapped inside for COVID. It's been great at the start of this year as I explore trying to find some new passion that isn't, video games, movies, and now food. I just want to be a lifetime learner. I want to master all the skills, and Skillshare is helping me do that. And you know what? It can help you do that too. Link is down below, first line of the description. Remember, first 1,000 subscribers down there are going to get themselves a free trial membership, so check it out.
All right. Well, that was a good history for Cheetos. I can see that you can be so creative with it now. So, wow, what a interesting theory. That I just noticed. But yeah. But what do you guys think, man? I don't know what to say. I mean, I hardly ever eat Cheetos as it is. I eat chips here and there though, but I hardly ever eat it. I mean, back when I was a kid, I used to eat hot Cheetos like crazy. I'd be craving for hot Cheetos back in the day when I was a kid. So now these days, I'm like, care less about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about staying healthy, eating healthy food as always. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and catch you guys later, alright? Make sure you post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think, man. Did you like this theory? Did you did not like it? You think it's disgusting? Do you think it's good? Let me know what's up. And if you enjoy my reaction, make sure you hit that like button. And always subscribe it and share it. And I'm going to catch you guys later. Deuces.